this is an add-on. It's like overcompensating, but it's based on their own belief that isn't good. So it's like if a parent sees something that a child's struggling with, and let's just do something simple, like they don't think they're pretty. So you tell them, no, they're gorgeous, they're spectacular all the time, like overcompensating. It's not really benefiting the kid, even though that's the goal or the aim or the attempt. Where it's more like, why don't you think you're beautiful? Like, what is telling you differently? Like, what is it? Like, what are your thoughts? And it's usually, well, I don't look like so-and-so, or I don't fit into the group, right? Because everybody else looks like this. And why is that important to you? Well, because I want to belong. And it appears to belong, I have to look like this or have this or blah, 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 blah. And so you want to belong by fitting in someplace that you don't naturally. And it's like, well, yeah, that's what I'm surrounded by. Like, let's just say it's school. Like, well, yeah, that's what all the kids are doing. And so it's like we're training ourselves and our kids to fit into their environment, to adapt, to mold. And it's kind of like the natural process. Like, it's what we tend to do versus talking it through and recognizing, okay, well, do you like them? Are they nice to you? Well, no, but they're not nice to me because I don't look like them, or I don't fit in like them, or I don't sound like them, or I don't whatever. Okay, well, so do you want to fit into a group that isn't nice to you and loving you for you? And the answer may be no, but it's also like, but what else am I supposed to do? That's where I go to school. That's where I, every day, it's this kind of thing. And so instead of talking it out with them, unraveling the confusion and delusion and coming to solutions of recognizing truth, clarity, right? The facts are the facts. We're working with what we got. And having the kids see the good in them and learning the lessons and loving themselves in the face of diversity, right? In environments where they're not seeing that reflected back, in environments where if they love themselves as is, they're not going to belong here, which essentially, again, is a good thing. It's like, okay, this isn't a natural fit. This isn't feeling good or right. Yet, instead of hearing that, feeling that, recognizing that, we then continue to seek outside ourselves and look for others that maybe look like us, right? Or like the same things as us. And that's still seeking outside oneself and not getting to know oneself and loving oneself and trusting oneself and trusting those feelings of this doesn't feel good or feel right, because it's almost like gaslight ourselves. Like all this time we wanted to morph and change and mold into looking like these people who wouldn't accept us because that was the environment we were in and it felt terrible. So then we went and sought out places and spaces that did look like us, did sound like us, and it still felt terrible. Something's wrong with me. And it's like, okay, all right. We're getting all the mixed signals crossed and confused, and we're not understanding that all is well, all is okay. We do not need to seek outside ourselves to feel at peace. And when we do, we're likely not going to feel at peace, because that's the lesson to learn. Do not look outside yourself to love yourself, to feel at peace in your mind and your body. You're going to be in environments all over the place that do not reflect your inner peace. So don't think that means something's wrong with you, right? It's like holding that line and understanding it can be tricky in this world. And growing that muscle. But the easier way to go about it is to just constantly seek outside yourself until you find the matching. And it's like, that's just not, you think it's easier because you can use your simple eyes and ears, your human eyes and ears. And so you think that'll be easy. I'll see it. But it's the idea of believe in yourself, even when you can't see inside yourself with your human eyes and ears, but you can feel inside yourself with your spiritual eyes and ears. And so it's strengthening that muscle, that sixth sense. And as parents, us learning from our mistakes and our experiences to gain that wisdom so that when our children are coming to us, we are able to offer them the truth or more clarity for them to see themselves more clearly and where to look more clearly, right? Inside of them, to feel inside of them, to trust themselves, to love themselves, to guide themselves. We've worked so hard to guide them outside themselves without even realizing it, right? It's like these little things, like it is this overcompensating or this because we think it's an attempt to correct the lie, right? So like if the lie was they didn't think they were pretty enough, we overcompensate, we overcorrect by saying, you're spectacular, you're stunning, you're all these things. And even though that may be true from your eyes and ears, and it is true, everybody is, yet you saying it isn't satiating them, just like we've talked about so many times and ways, because they are then back in school the next day in an environment that's telling them the complete and utter opposite. And so then they stop believing you. They start to think you're the liar. You're the liar, not the kids at school, right? And so they start believing that lie, that they're just not enough. They're not pretty enough. That's it. That's the end of the line. And so it's like in order to help them, we have to help ourselves, right? We have to love ourselves. We have to understand ourselves. We have to learn from our own pitfalls. We have to learn from our own lies that we entangled, all the mishinges we had, the environments we were in that did or didn't feel good, and what we learned from that, so that we can pass down that wisdom, that truth, that clarity, not lies, not overcompensating, not undercompensating. It's holding that line, right? It's keeping that balance. And so that we can continue to pass down truth and clarity and not confusion and delusion, lies and ties. Because even when it's with good intent, it's like it doesn't matter, right? It's like the end result is always faulty. It's faulty foundation. It's not truth and clarity. So it's always going to crumble. So though your intentions matter, it's not, if you're not doing the hard work, and it seems like it's hard work for some of us to see that truth and clarity and hold that line. If we've been unbalanced for so long, or been in the dark for so long, or been blinded for so long, it seems challenging, it seems tough, it seems difficult to know truth, to hear truth, to feel truth, because we've been so tangled inside with lies and ties. We don't know up from down. We don't know a truth from a lie. We don't know what feels good and what doesn't feel good. We're so confused. So we have to calm that confusion, calm that chaos, settle our nervous system, clear up our signals, uncross the ties and lies, unravel, unwind all of that, so that we can hear the signals more clearly and not hinge any meanings to them. Because that's what we're doing. We're grasping when we're hinging. This happened, that means this. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. And that can be challenging, to sit with those new feelings, that new truth that is conflicting to what you believed was an old truth, right? So it's like that gap, that transition can be challenging. And so it's like the sooner we all can do that, the sooner the next generations don't have to deal with that stuff. But it's also the sooner we can enjoy our own lives, right? It's not just to pass down that truth and clarity. It's so that we can live it here and now. Because the universe is going on with or without us. It's hearing our problems and solving them with or without us. So it'll always evolve with or without us. We're just sand. But if you want to be along for the ride and enjoy the ride, then you got to wake up to these truths so that you can intentionally decide and design and live. So it's no matter, this is why you hear, do it or don't. The universe will hear or won't. But if you want to enjoy it in this lifetime, in your feeling body, in the here and now, it's worth taking a look at all that stuff. There was something else they were showing regarding all this. It's like sometimes we have to sacrifice the now to do that work, but then you gain so much more. In that, how about this? It's like, say it takes, it's been a tough 6-7 years of learning a lot of lessons and unraveling a lot of things. It was like I had to sit out a lot of my current now in order to stop the pain. It's like I could have kept mulling along. I could have certainly kept mulling along the way things were going. But it was like all these screaming demons inside, like this pain, this hurt, this unhappiness. And it's like, okay, well, you can keep living that way. The universe is going to keep going on. Life's going to keep going on. Everything's going to keep going on. It's no matter. Or you can choose to take a fucking look and untangle what the fuck is going on. So you're going to sacrifice your here and now to figure it the fuck out. But when you do, what you gain is incredible. So you thought you lost 7 years doing that, but now you get to live the rest of your life in actually choosing, deciding, and having clarity, being back in your feeling body, taking ownership of your nervous system, knowing how, doing all these things. So isn't that worth so much more? You thought you lost or sacrificed 7 years, but you get back tenfold that, right? Because each precious here and now moment moving forward from that space is so amplified, is so delicious, it's like you're feeling good for the first time, but you didn't know that you didn't feel good before. You just accepted what is. And so you have to be willing to sacrifice sometimes. That's, and you can hear that in so many different ways. I'm just using this as one example where, how much do you love yourself? How much do you want to feel good in your body and your mind and be at peace and be in unison and be in balance? It is going to be sacrificing the here and now, which is going to upset a lot of people, that you're choosing you, that you're stopping your play to heal you. And it is the idea of they don't recognize it or see that the truth is that's the best thing you could do for them too, right? It's the idea of the mask. Well, you can keep running along, but then you're dead and out and they have to find a new plug. So if you're able to heal you completely, then you can continue to help them and show them how to put on their own air mask. But if you keep going without your air mask and you run out of air and you were the only one who knew how to put on the air mask, well, then everybody's dead and out. Oh, well, right? And they got pissed that you stopped to learn how to put on your air mask while they're now suffocating because they always relied on you for the air, but you've run out of air. And so how dare you not give them your air, but you don't have any air left to give them. So they don't see it that way or hear it that way or realize it that way because they're the automatic, robotic, and they don't recognize that. They don't see that. You've always been giving them air. So they know new different and they don't choose to look at any different or find any different. But they're now pissed that they do have to find different because you've cut off the air supply. And so then they can choose to wake up and figure out how to utilize their own lungs and put on the air mask. Or they can encourage you to figure it the fuck out so that you can teach them when you figure it out, right? Or they can get pissed and try to prevent you from figuring it out. And then they too will die off because they never learned and they didn't let the person who was willing to learn. So there's many ways this can go. And it goes this way in all types of dynamics, on all types of levels, in all types of ways. And you can hear this if you can hear this. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.